Imagine a farewell tour that isn't actually a final goodbye. That's the intriguing paradox at the heart of The Who's latest chapter. In a captivating episode of BBC's The Interview, host John Wilson sits down with the legendary Pete Townshend, the mastermind guitarist and songwriter behind the iconic British rock band, to unpack their current U.S. tour, aptly named their farewell run. Townshend's journey with The Who is a story of raw power and innovation. He was the driving force that catapulted the group from their humble beginnings, playing local weddings, to becoming one of the most monumental and explosively loud acts of the 1960s and 70s. His electrifying performances and, just as importantly, his groundbreaking use of new musical technology defined an era of rock and roll. But here's where it gets controversial. This relentless artistic vision hasn't always been a smooth ride and has been a well-documented source as the sole other original member still performing. Their dynamic is a fascinating study in collaboration and conflict. 60 years after they first started making music together, this complex partnership has just wrapped up a farewell tour across Italy and is now doing the same for American audiences. Townshend reflects on his immense influence with a sense of pride, but also with a touch of generational irony. He openly acknowledges that the rise of his rock and roll generation essentially made the musical world of his parents obsolete, both of whom were professional musicians in the more traditional big bands that entertained people during the war years. And this is the part most people miss. He also shares a surprising revelation about one of rock history's most infamous acts, the deliberate destruction of his guitars on stage. What the world saw as a symbol of rebellious, anarchic passion might have actually stemmed from a simple and rather funny misunderstanding early in his career. It makes you wonder, how many other iconic moments in music were born from similar accidents? This conversation is part of the interview series from the BBC World Service, which brings you in-depth talks with the fascinating people who are shaping our global culture. You can tune in live on Mondays and Wednesdays at 0700 GMT. Prefer to listen on your own time? The interview is also released as a podcast twice weekly on BBC Sounds and all other major podcast platforms. What do you think? Is a farewell tour that might not be final a genuine thank you to fans, or a clever commercial strategy? We want to hear your take in the comments. This episode was presented by John Wilson and produced by Alex Loftus and Edwina Pittman. Nick Holland was the editor. Special thanks go to the This Cultural Life team for their production support. We love hearing from our listeners. You can reach us via email at theinterview@bbc.co.uk or join the conversation on social media by using the hashtag #TheInterviewBBC. Image credit, photograph of Pete Townshend by Kevin Mazur, Getty Images for Desert Trip.